the Vikings began to settle in Britannia, not all fleets were focused solely on the eastern coasts. The kingdoms of Suffrua and Dublin travelled as far as the western coastal isles of Scotland and the eastern coast of Ireland. The Viking Sea Kings have stayed true to their ancestral desires for exploration and raiding and have become masters of the seas that envelop the British Isles. Their navies will be immune to seasickness and high seas attrition. The Viking Sea Kings can periodically send their ships out to explore new lands for plunder and colonisation. The expedition bar is one of the unique mechanics that the Sea Kings have at their disposal. The bar will fill whenever your faction is raiding, sacking, blockading ports, or ranking up characters. Once the bar reaches 100, your men can be sent out on expeditions to find new lands. Expeditions take the form of a choose-your-own-adventure, in which you will be able to choose your direction and where to dock your ships. Upon finding new territory, you will be given options with how to proceed, which can lead to bonuses for your forces and on the campaign map. As well as expeditions, the Viking Sea Kings can also force tribute from their weak and coin-rich neighbours. The tribute bar ranges from -10 to 100, and instead of only receiving its benefits once the bar is full, with each tier of the bar completed, you will receive greater benefits to your campaign. Upon reaching 100, benefits will be felt on almost all aspects of income, as well as improving influence. Should the player ever be forced to offer gold in diplomacy, their tribute level will decrease. If the tribute level should ever drop below 0, the factions will suffer increased army upkeep costs and a drop in influence. The Kingdom of Dublin resides in the modern-day capital of Ireland. They also hold the Isle of Man, which sits in between Ireland and the mainland of Britannia, making for a fantastic central hub from which attacks can be made on England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales. Though Dublin did not have the most difficult start of all the factions, they will be plunged into war almost straight away. Dublin have formed a strong economy of forced labour since they initially settled in Ireland, and now hold the largest slave market in all of Britannia. Slaves can be earned by winning battles, raiding and sacking enemy lands, occupying enemy settlements, or from your vassals. At the end of each turn, a percentage of those slaves will be sold on to new masters, giving an alternative source of income for your faction. With the building of the Thrall Trader, Dublin can increase the percentage of slaves that are sold each turn, and the building or upgrading of these traders will also provide an instant cash bonus. The large hosts of slaves that Dublin have in their workforce means they will be able to build new buildings with a 15% discount. On the battlefield, Dublin have access to very strong axe infantry, as well as the Norse unit of berserkers. The Dublin roster as a whole has a good diversity of units, and can also field some strong javelin men. The Kingdom of Suffrua inhabits the western coast of Scotland and the isles off its shores. Starting in isolation with a strong military ally to the east, these Vikings do not have a host of issues to deal with at the start of their campaign, but with a slow start they will have to be careful not to be left behind. The Kingdom of Suffrua hosts a field of assembly, a gathering of free men and lawmakers who meet to decide on matters of the day. The assembly will decide on missions that the army should be sent on in exchange for reward. You will only be able to work on one mission at a time and will need to complete your current assignment before a new one can be given to you. The forces of Suffrua contain very strong sword and axe infantry, as well as access to berserkers and Norse units. Suffrua's armies have a good diversity of troops and will gain +5 supplies when in foreign territory.